Hello, everyone, back from the past and into present. This video is, I'd like to call an unexpected sequel to the previous one I last made sometime in March. This is due to what happened at E3, well, specifically for Nintendo, the recent news of the Switch Lite, which I will get to soon. What I will mention would be the announcement of a Breath of the Wild sequel and how that can be a swan song for the Switch based on the history of the GameCube and Wii, where those consoles started or had two Zelda games, one in near the beginning of their cycle and the other in near the end of their cycle, and it's a similar situation for Switch with Breath of the Wild, and it's could happen with Breath of the Wild sequel. Now, another, I guess, move that supports them moving over to next gen, possibly in 2022, is them, at least to me, oddly delaying games like, well, Fire Emblem, Three Houses, but we didn't know the name of it, Yoshi Town, and Animal Crossing. Like for Fire Emblem, it was supposed to come out in 2018. They announced the name of it, but it was supposed to come out in 2018. Then it got delayed to 2019, spring 2019, and then it got delayed till July 2019, like pretty much around this time. Apologies for the interruption. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. As I'll continue, Town was unofficially delayed, obviously, because they didn't really announce or announce any details of the game back at E3, and it's really, really too late for this game to come out like this year. So, yep, they delayed it to next year, which I guess that speaks for itself. And for Animal Crossing, they announced it, I think, back in when they announced it was coming out in 2018, or yeah, this year, and then now they delayed it again to March of 2020, which I know the reason they gave a reason as to why that happened, but still, I don't know. The reasoning kind of just seemed to be maybe not justified. I'll just put it that way, because that kind of stuff does happen, or it should happen usually. Not that it should happen usually, but it does happen usually. So I don't know why it would be using that sort of reason as to why the game is delayed. And then I guess last but not least, Yoshi was supposed to come out in 2018, and then it got delayed to March of 2019, or March of this year. And this kind of delays, these constant delays, have definitely been the most suspicious, because I really have not seen this sort of delay happen really before. especially in the Wii U era, where yes, Xenoblade Chronicles X did get delayed. It was supposed to come out in 2015, but there wasn't like really. Well, actually, it's supposed to come out in 2014, then got delayed to 2015. But didn't announce that. Like there weren't two delays. Like it came out. Yeah, it came out in 2015. Like it came out in the release in the release window. Here, it's just for Fire Emblem's case, it's more suspicious for. And I guess that's pretty much all I'll say on that. But to have this many, like, I guess, constantly for several games is not what I or anybody else was really expecting, because based on I guess the past, I guess based on Wii U's history, there's only been like one, I think, delay. I think, and it's only been like I think one time that it did get delayed. Yeah. And then another reason why they're saying moving over to, I guess, well, this isn't really. I guess it could count because if we're counting their next handheld to be next gen, technically, like in a next generation of platforms, then I guess it would count, which would be the announcement of a Switch Lite, showing that there's a demand for there to be a dedicated handheld system, especially a hybrid handheld. And people were assuming that this is supposed to replace the 3DS when it not only will there be confusing marketing issues similar to Wii U if they do it that way, but they really did, how do we say, devalue the system by announcing a new model of the regular Switch that has a better battery life and other improvements if I've missed any. So, yeah. I mean, the only thing that it really did not devalue would be the size and the weight of the Switch Lite, but I don't know how much that would really matter when it really comes down to that. And because of all these events that have happened, I guess I'll give my sort of predictions as far as how things will go up till their next console, which I assume to come out in 2022. So we already know what's going to happen till March 2020. So after that point, they release all of the games that they've announced, like especially those like they've announced a long time ago, with some of them maybe sprinkled in the first half of 2021, like whatever Microsoft's new IP is, Metroid Prime 4, and I may be missing a few, but I think that's what I have in mind. And then in E3 2021, they could just like do it similar to E3 2016, where it's not a direct or it's not a direct presentation. Just show treehouse of I guess of the handheld games that are coming out to the new possible handout in 2021, and for like the I guess for like the Switch, just so to show the Breath of the Wild sequel. And to really just I guess to really just end the Switch. Which I guess it will, maybe once the PS5 maybe comes out. That they kind of have to end it soon. And then I guess do a similar announcement with Switch, where they, I guess, announce it kind of out of nowhere in sometime in October 2021, and then just and then just bring all the announcements like around that time. I guess all the needed announcements that need to be announced around that time, just bring them all in, and also make Breath of the Wild sequel with with how it was announced. Like how it was announced and how like if it, like when it was first announced, it did not seem like it was going to be a Switch only title. It seemed like it was going to be its own title that could be in platform, whatever platforms it, I guess, it desires to be, or what Nintendo desires for it to be. So it could be a cross-gen title again, especially with the first Breath of the Wild being a cross-gen title. So just, and I guess it could be them at for a second chance for them to have dual screen gameplay that's similar to Breath of the Wild, the first one that they've purposely removed to promote the Switch. If the next system were to be, if their next console were to be dual screen, which I do believe to be, yeah. And I guess that'll be about it. And then as far as how what the launch lineup for the handle will be, I think in 2021, I think they'll port over Sword and Shield, the Dynaport reimagining when that comes out, which I think will be next year. That will be, I guess, the Pokemon Games predictions will. Yeah, that will come in relatively soon. I'll explain more on that soon enough. Beginning back to the hybrid handout launch lineup, I guess, or yeah, for that year. Just those games get ported over, transfer, or yeah, migrate all of the 3DS owners over to that system, and they could make a couple exclusives. That's, I guess, similar to those, I guess, smaller or handheld like sort of games. That's, I guess, we've already seen kind of on Switch. And maybe port selling them over if it works. And then the following year could be just them finally just, I guess, announcing more titles, maybe more ambitious ones that maybe kind of console quality, home console quality. And I think that's about it. And as said previously, see me in a pretty close future.